Scrum and with Scrum and getting a job. One thing I always do for every time I'm preparing for an interview, I always have this positive declarations, affirmations with going to these interviews, because first of all, I suffer from little panic attacks, and this has been something that changed my lifestyle, and I work on it so much, but it's been a little struggle. So I always remind myself that I'm gonna get a job irrespective, but I'm gonna work hard for it. Another thing I just always do is, I always treat every interview as my last, because I don't want to always come back with rejection. I was tired of rejection, and I was telling Karen this morning that I was ready. At this point, I was telling her before I got this offer this morning that I was already typing in my resignation letter, because that was how much I was hungry for this. I wanted to stop. I work with Wells Fargo and I'm pretty comfortable with what I do. However, I wanted more because, I wanted to grow. So I was telling myself, I was putting in my resignation letter, and then, I got this offer, and I'm like, look at God working miraculously. I was just about to quit a job to focus on Scrum, and I actually got the job. So I don't have so much to say. Team, just continue to push and continue to have that positive affirmation. Continue to go for interviews, even if you get feedbacks from Karen. And I also want to encourage to always record your interviews. You might get cold feet sending it to Karen because you're scared of the feedbacks or whatever. Before I even send my interviews to her, I've already criticized myself, and I have a fiance that always criticize me for every little mistake. So I take the hard truths for myself even before I send it over. So whatever she says to me, I know I've already said times 50 of it to myself. So I accept it with humility that, yes, this is the hard truth, and you have to work hard and do better. And because of this, I'm not deceiving myself from where I'm coming from, where I am right now, where I want to be. I'm being honest with myself, and that's one thing that you have to accept. When you're in level 1, there was this thing that she always says. She said the first thing is to accept that even though Scrum is lightweight, it's very, very difficult to master. This was something that helped me a lot. It's so easy to talk about all of these things, but then you face the interview panel and you forget everything that you wanted to talk about. You have the mindset, but then it just vanishes at some point. So just continue to pray. If you are a fervent believer, pray, and whatever you believe in, just keep on saying that positive affirmations for yourself. And always try to record your interviews before you send it. Listen to it yourself, look at what you could have done better, and tell yourself the hard truth. And then maybe it will hurt less if Karen gives you feedbacks and it's a little bit, it pinches you, because it should pinch you if you do not do what is expected. But if you have told yourself the truth that, yes, I didn't do good, then probably it will hurt less, but then you will know that it's coming from a place of love and a place of she wanting you to be better than where you are right now. So I'm just grateful that I accept that hard truth, and I'm always applying it to myself, and I'm not even stopping. Even though I got an offer, I'm still trying to apply. I still want to be better. Don't just stop. Don't limit yourself to what you learn here. Apply it and continuously. I don't ask questions. I'm very, very quiet on the group, but I know that when I'm not performing in the right way, then I tell myself it's about time to sit up. So it's just about continuously doing the best for you, learning in the way that is good for you, and be confident.
All right. Thank you, Kemi. That was a great speech. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I really appreciate it. So one key thing that I picked out of everything Kemi said is sometimes that feedback, and then when I get those questions, most of the times I'll bring them and discuss them in class, especially if I don't even know where to start to give feedback to that person. And then I'll come with those questions and then we address them. That way they'll gather all of that, even if they don't call them for that same interview, they get another opportunity to be able to apply all of that. But it's very important. And then the reason why I'm really picking on this is because sometimes we have other team members who are just so scared of feedback. If you're scared of feedback, trust me, it will be hard for you to succeed in this whole Agile path. Trust me. So this is the safest place you can fail. And if you don't even see the benefit of that, you run away just because you're scared of feedback, then how would you even succeed in this career path? Because every day is feedback. That's how you improve. That's the inspection and adaptation we are talking about. If you cannot even practice this, why would you want to go preach to someone else to do it? So it's for your own good. If you want to really shorten your span in this place, please take this really seriously. That's the best way I can provide feedback. Not you coming and telling me that, oh, the interview was good. I think they asked me this. No, I don't need to know what they asked you. I already know the things they'll ask you. I need to know how you responded to what they asked you. That's what I'm looking for, because I know what they'll ask you. So please don't take that lightly. That's a big opportunity for you. Don't just try to leverage it. All right, thank you, Kemi. Do we have Joy? Are you here today? Yes, Joy is here.
I'm here.
All right, Joy, please be mindful of time because I have some 3 important questions I'd like us to run through. So please, I'll give you maximum 4 minutes. Just please just give us those little things that you did that will help other students too. I mean, you never know. Congratulations, by the way. And before Joy even gets started, Joy finally had 3 offers, and she even had to start turning down some offers. Like, all right, get going, Joy. Thank you.
Hi, team. Thank you, Karen. 4 minutes is even too much. Kemi has said everything. I'm a very shy person. Please forgive me. But Karen has really, brought me out. The confidence that I really need, and she worked on me. Thank you, everyone. I'm so excited to be here tonight. I just want to, put in a few words first to tell you, if you are feeling discouraged, if you feel like giving up, please don't do it. I was at that level some weeks ago. I always go to Karen, cry to her, this is what is going on, and she will always, give me a positive feedback. Honestly, I know I didn't tell her this. The week I got the first offer, actually, started a new job in my past career. And I was still doing orientation because I was already fed up. I wanted to maybe this is not for me. Let me go back to what I was doing before. So, but that day, I already had 3 interviews lined up. And I said, after these interviews, no more. I'm not going for any fresh interview. But that was actually the ones that I got the offers. So if you're feeling discouraged, if you feel like giving up, please don't do it. Your job is at the corner.
Preach, girl.
Thank you. So,
and just to add to that too, I started this journey since 2019. Just like I think someone recently came in and also said he has been on this journey for 2019 since 2019, and that's the same story with me. So imagine, and I've gotten an offer before. So I still have the email. I still have the email in my. That's how bad it was. That's how it messed with my self-confidence a lot, because I had just 1 week. I already completed my job screening, everything. And I only had a week to start that job interview, the job itself. And COVID came. And they said, oh, after 2 weeks, because that was the temporary time. After 2 weeks, we'll let you know if they want to bring new people on board. 2 weeks came, I didn't hear nothing. 6 months later, they said, 4 months later, they said, no. They're trying to, they got somebody, they weren't bringing new people anymore, but they had other opportunities. That was the beginning of my discouragement with Scrum. And I tried after that time. So I've been trying to get a job, and it's always been no. And one day when I was trying to go for another interview, I listened to Karen's video, and that was how I don't know what it is with her voice. I know everybody can testify to it. That nervousness just came down. That for some reason, that self-confidence just came out from nowhere. I went to this interview and I made it up to the second stage. However, something was still missing, and I didn't get the job. So imagine being on this journey. I've gotten a job before or an offer before, lost it, and then having to start all over again. If you think you're having it tough, other people have had it way tougher, and they still keep pushing. So don't just limit yourself and don't be discouraged, just like Joy said. It's going to, you get it at some point very, very soon. And it's just about the dedication you put into it and your determination too.
Thank you. Thank you, Kemi. All right.
Just add a little thing. There's something that really helped me, and I won't do myself good if I don't share it. And that is networking, teamwork. We have, how many of us in this group? Honestly, we are all Scrum Masters. Whether you're still applying, you are yet to start, or you've gotten your job, the network is great. You know, network we have through Karen is very great. The first time I started applying, I stayed for like 3 weeks. I didn't get any call. Nobody called me, no email. And I quickly told Karen, and what she told me was I should get in touch with Jermaine, which I did. So that call with Jermaine was a turning point for me. She shared with me her resume, and I quickly, went back to mine, reviewed it, and that day I put in my resume. Within 1 hour, I started having calls. So it was really a drastic change. So go back, connect with one another, go through your resume, see if you can update, change, just do a touch up on it. It might be the reason why you're not getting calls, but the networking is very great and we have to leverage on it. I wish you all well and I love you all. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. Just that you're able to talk to all these people, that's a miracle.
Everything.
Good job, Joy. I'm so proud of you. Because if it's before, Joy will give all excuses why she cannot be here and why she cannot be on camera. This is the first time ever, seriously.
Yeah, this is my first time on camera. I'm sorry, guys.
Thank you so much, Joy. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, let's hear from Weston. Weston, you have 4 minutes.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Weston.
Well, so first of all, I want to thank Karen for her support, pushing me, because before coming in that journey, I was insecure. First of all, because my first language is French. So I was scared that when I'm nervous, like everything mess up. So I was really scared to do any interview. So the first months, I didn't apply anything. She was just pushing me. You have to apply. I said, no, I'm not ready yet. So I want to wait, be like really fully ready, confident. She said, you cannot be confident enough to apply. You have just to do it and you will be like, you will be used to. So this is how I said, okay, so let's just apply. But when I was applying, it was just like, okay, I will apply because she pressured me, not because I was ready. And I was just applying and I just wanted people not to contact me. I didn't want any employer to contact me, but just to complain that, hey, Karen, I did everything, but nothing is not. And then I applied and one day I received an email and they said they want to talk to me for 30 minutes. After this call, I was so discouraged and I even didn't call her to give her like a feedback. And she said, hey, Weston, how was your interview? And I said, it was really bad. And I think that is not, Scrum is not for me. I think that it's not me, it's not my personality. I'm extrovert. I like to be like on my way, I'm kind of shy. So, and I don't think that I speak well, so I don't think that I can be a Scrum Master. She said, just one interview and you are just saying that you cannot do it. There are some people that did 10, 20, and you are just frustrated already. I said, okay. And then, so I start to go to the class again, but I was just saying, okay, let's just finish with the 2 months and then I will look for something else. So I was just looking on like Amazon job, like some kind of job, basic job. And then they sent me an email again and saying that they want to talk to me again. So I was stressing out. And then I talked to Karen, she recomforted me, gave me all the advice. And then I went through that same thing. And this is how I got the interview. I don't know if you listen to my interviews, but you can see that there was a lot of mistake, a lot of bad things. So she criticized me really harshly. She said, no, this one wasn't good. So I was like, this is not for me anymore. I didn't believe that I didn't believe that I could have this job. And then one day I was just sitting there, and then they call me and say that good news, you have been chosen to be like, we want to give you an offer. And it was like a miracle because I didn't, and this is my first and last application. I didn't do anything. It was my first time applying and then my first interview. So yes, what I can give as a tip is like, you cannot be ready enough. So when you get, just apply and then try to do your best, and with God, you can have that job. If it is meant for you, if the job is meant for you, you will get it. The second one is like, you have to accept the feedback that Karen gave you. Sometimes she's really hard on that. She's really harsh. Like when she finished to talk to me, I was really devastated. So yes, you have to accept a critique. I'm sorry. Then
you're doing great.
Is that you have to study every day. Don't say, okay, today we don't have class with Karen, so this is my break time on Scrum. You have always do your research, study, and then the luck will come. You can be lucky and have that job. Even right now, I'm surprised. I don't know what I will be doing in that position, but I'm doing my best. I'm still studying, and then I hope that I will be good.
You will. Seriously, if you can go through an interview as a French speaker, then you will be excellent, trust me. So okay. I hope that all our French-speaking teammates right now, they are listening to this. So I don't want you people to come behind and call me that, Karen, I think I cannot go do this because I'm French. Don't say that.
Try.
Yeah, I speak English, but English also is not my first language. So
yeah. Oh no, Karen, don't say that. English is your first language.
No, my first language is Mancon. It's not English.
Oh no.
Anyway, thank you so much, Weston. Thank you so much. And especially for the other teammates that I have spoken with this week that they are talking about not being ready to apply yet. I hope you just heard that. I hope you can never be ready, ever. Even if they give you 2 years, you will still not be ready. The only thing that's holding you is fear. It's not about you being ready. So go challenge yourself. If you go there, they don't give you the job, it's still fine. You've learned something. You are not losing anything. Yes, oh, thank you. But I like that you asked that question because sometimes these little things usually throw us off our feet. Okay, so the other thing that I'd like us to touch quickly here. Okay, so if they ask you, especially for people that will get a Kanban question in an environment that does both Scrum and Kanban, and I would say 90% of organizations, they do Scrum and Kanban, 90%. So this question is really simple, but sometimes, again, like I said, these little things may throw off our feet. So if they ask you, how do you limit work in progress? As a Kanban team, I mean, the understanding is that you use Kanban. I don't want us to start going into the story of, oh, Kanban and all of that. Now, we understand that you use Kanban. And you understand that the purpose of using Kanban is to limit work in progress. Now, how do you do that?
Can I try?
Yes, please.
Okay. We have it as a shared understanding on our team that we will not have more than six stories on that the in progress. On that in progress until it is pulled to done. Then we keep adding the stories, just so that we can control the work and not have too many stories in the in progress.
Okay.
That are open.
Okay, that's a good try, but I don't think the answer is complete. But I like that you attempted, and I think you're on the right track. But I am expecting more. So who has anything to add on that? But thank you, I appreciate it.
Yes, let me add. Try to add. So for us to identify the very first thing we'll do is to check our capacity. Mm-hmm. You know what the available capacity for the amount of work that would give us an idea or the amount of work that we can take, we can pull into the board and start the work together with, then, after an empirical process, we must have identified, the level of capacity, and then we'll now make a decision as to, the amount of work that we pull. That will help us, that will give us the gauge to understand, what level of work we will have at any point in time on the board.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I think capacity is also something you want to always consider. Whether you're doing Scrum or you're doing Kanban, capacity is very important so that you don't go put what you are not able to, accomplish. But again, with Kanban, the beauty with Kanban is that there is no time box, like a 2 week thing where you'd have to consider. But best practice is you want to evaluate your capacity every week to see what you have. That way you can just have a rough estimate on, okay, I think with this capacity, we can complete up to this number of work. However, the answer I'm really looking for is, what Cyril said. I think it's good, but now there are factors that you need to consider. These dependencies that you need to be thinking about. If you are saying that you don't want to have more than 6 things on your in progress, the interviewer will ask you, so how many team members do you have? Because that's a dependency. So what you should be telling them so that they don't come up with follow-up questions. In an interview, when you answer your question, you want to answer question in a close-ended way. Don't leave it open so that they'll come start bombarding you with follow-up questions, and then finally you go jump in a hole. You don't want that. You just want to, close your questions, your answers, so that you don't leave any hole for them to pop in. So what I will tell them, again, just to make sure that they know that I understand what I'm talking about, and this applies to you all as a team here as well, please. As we are talking about these things, I don't need you to just have a fixed boxed mindset. No. Think out of the box when you answer your question. Also think about it. Don't just cram or try to memorize things. No. Even if I say something, I need you to reason it if what I'm saying even makes sense. If it's your business, what I just said, that would be what I would do to make that work. Does that even make sense? If what I say doesn't make sense to you, I need you to question it. That's why we are here. The same way I'll question you if I think what you're saying doesn't really make sense to me. That being said, to complete the answers, what Cyril just said, I'll tell them that it depends on the team size. That in the past, I've worked with the team, maybe you can give them a number of team members. But typically, you don't want to go limit the number of work in progress based on the team size, the entire team size. It's usually per person. It's usually per person. This thing really works well based on per person. So based on what we've done in the past, we've agreed, we have it as a shared understanding, is even in our working agreement, in our team charter, that each team member should not have more than 2 items open on their board, in progress on their board. That's it. That's just what I was looking for. So you see, Cyril restricted it to say 6. Okay, what's the 6 even mean? What does the 6 even mean? How many team members do you even have? If it's a case where you have 8 people, and then you say that it shouldn't be more than 6, okay. Does that even make sense? Because it shouldn't be more than 6, means that 2 people at least will not even have work on your board, right? If you have 8 team members, it means 2 people will not even have anything doing.
The 2 people will be the product owner and the Scrum Master.
Yeah, what if you have 10 team members?
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's simple. The only way to think about this thing, how you limit work in progress in real life, is just per person.
Okay.
Members will not have more than 2 items. Some other teams will say more than 3 items, just depending on your team's ability to focus and not be distracted when they have so many things open. Some teams, I've seen some teams that say only 1 item. You should only have 1 item, unless you get stuck on unforeseen blocker happens, and then they have it as an understanding that if an unforeseen circumstances happen where whatever you have open on your board, you are not able to move forward, rather than just sitting idle, and you're not able to help out other team members that have open items, and then you can pick 1 more item and start working on it while looking forward to clearing the impediment of the other one that's already open. Yeah.
Quick question.
Okay.
I'm not sure because that, but I'm just trying to process and understand the question. I do understand, the answer you've given, but what exactly do they mean by limiting work in progress, and why would you do that?
Okay, someone needs to help us answer that question, keeping in mind that we have 3 minutes to go.
I know, I just need to understand so that how the answer can make sense to me.
Okay, who wants to try? Who wants to help us with that?
I will just try. I'm not answering like an interview question. For me, the way I understand the limit work in progress for me is like they don't want to see so many things piled up in this in progress session. So they want to have job completed as they're going because more are coming and they don't want to keep it piling up. So that's how I'm understanding it. It might be something else. They want to, you guys, they want, not you guys, they want, sorry, you guys, they want the job to be completed and be done as fast as possible, not to just pile it in that session of in progress. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Annie. So who else can add to that? Please try. There is no, you all know that here, there is no wrong. You cannot say anything that will say it's wrong. It's a bad thing to say. Just try.
I can try again.
Okay.
The work in progress is, let me just explain, when the developers, when they plan on work to be done for the, like, okay, this is Kanban. When they estimate the work to be completed, they start pulling it. In Scrum, we're going to pull it into the sprint backlog. But in Kanban, they pull it into the Kanban board. So that work, that's the work in progress. The limit is how much stories are you guys, the team members limited to have in progress before they add another one. They're limited, like Karen just explained, each team member at least 2. So unless you're done with the story in progress, then you pull it to done, you can now take another one on the backlog and now put it on the in progress. That's what I understand.
Yeah, so, and the reason why they do this is because they don't want a lot of work open and not being completed. So we want to be completing things, finishing things, instead of starting things and leaving them incomplete. Why? Because we are value driven, right? We want to deliver value to the customers. But if we are just starting work and then not completing it to hand it over to the customer, which is what the customer is looking forward to, then we are not adding any value and we are not helping. You see, it's just like you start to clean your floor. You clean the first front area, leave it halfway, go and then go start cooking. Leave it, your cook on your pot on the fire. The food is not even ready. You leave it there and go and start cleaning your whatever, washing, doing laundry. And then finally, you've not achieved anything all day because you're not able to complete none of those. So we want you to be able to just focus on cleaning your floor. Once you're done with cleaning your floor, you go and start cooking. Once you're done with your cooking, you go do laundry.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Quantifiable results.
So when you're talking about work in progress, I thought you were talking about any request of maintenance work that may come from the customers while you are working on your sprint. Because last time we were talking about when you plan for your sprint, then we should leave about 10% buffer in case you have any requests from customer, unforeseen maintenance work that may arise, and then
now we are talking about Kanban though. What you're talking about is Scrum. Right now, what we are talking about really applies to Kanban. But this work in progress, when you're using, whether it's Scrum board or Kanban board, you will have work in progress. Even on your Scrum board, you want to also have that practice that you don't want your team members to have so many things open because it derails focus and it will affect the quality of the work.
So you say what we are talking about now is Kanban, but Siri just mentioned something like when you pull the work from the backlog, like, the story, you have to make sure when you start a story, you have to make sure it's completed before, you don't want it, leave it open. So, but in Kanban, we don't start stories. We are not talking about starting new stories.
Okay, why not? Whether, okay, Diane, I think you have your question. Maybe we can clarify your question in next session because we're already 2 minutes over now. But I think you have a little confusion. Whether it's Scrum or whether it is Kanban, whether it is support work, maintenance work, or new functionality, it doesn't mean it's not a user story. So it just depends on what teams choose to call it. It may be maintenance work, but they'll capture that in the form of a user story.
Okay.
It's capturable like that.
Okay.
So some teams call it tickets. Teams that does Kanban, they call it ticket, but it doesn't mean it's not a user story. So if you want to enhance your understanding on Kanban, especially Diane, you pass through level 1, so you have the materials for Kanban. Go back and review your notes for Kanban, what we covered in Kanban. In addition to that, I urge everyone to get a copy of the Kanban guide if you don't have it yet. I mean, I would be surprised if some team members here don't even have the Scrum guide. So if you know that you don't have the Scrum guide and the Kanban guide, please, that's the first thing you should even have before saying that you want to do Scrum. Go get the copy, and I'm sure that those two, they are free. So just go online and look for them, you'll get free copies. Because you need to at least have that foundation to be successful on the ground. Because there'll be no way you can avoid that as a Scrum Master. And it's very simple though. So I urge you to go back home, do your homework, just try to learn more about Kanban if this is really new to you. But Diane, I don't think this is new to you.
No, I was just a little confused because when I hear work in progress, I mean, I think about Kanban. And so I forgot that, Kanban, we are talking about stories. Even though, they are maintenance work, they are still stories.